Hi again, everyone, and welcome to another episode of SupplySide Showcase, sponsored by the Pennsylvania RV and Camping Association. And they, of course, are the hosts of the America's Largest RV Show, which this year is September 11 through 15 in Hershey, Pennsylvania. I'm Rick Kessler. With me is Chris Sayato. We're from RVBusiness, and joining the two of us today is Peter Phippen. Peter is with New Corp International, and Peter, we want to thank you very much for your time, and it looks like you're all set and ready for this interview with some nice product shots. I like that.
Well, I figured we got to give a little bit of a background imagery, if you will. So we set the stage inside. I'm inside my RV to host today's discussion as well.
Very good. Chris, I think you wanted to start us off.
Yeah, Peter, you and I had a chance to meet out at the Northern Wholesale Show outside of Minneapolis in December of last year. And that's originally where we connected, and I got to learn a little bit about New Corp and the Makerz Brand. How did you connect with the RV industry? Obviously, sitting there in your RV, you are a practitioner of camping and the lifestyle, but tell us a little bit of background about how you connected.
Yeah, thanks, Chris. It was one of those things that was inspired completely by COVID, to be completely honest. My wife, we went camping once and it rained and it downpoured on us. And my wife said, look, we are never sleeping in a tent again. That's it. If you want to go camping, we're getting an RV. And she's been pestering me, for the past decade to finally do it. And that was the thing that kind of pushed us over the edge. And so we've got a travel trailer and we've been enjoying it ever since. But it was one of those things is especially for me, as I get into a new exciting field or a hobby, I guess you could say, you always begin looking at what's available, what's out there, really evaluating the current product offering. And New Corp, as a background for where we work, we specialize in making products. And so it was one of these opportunities where my personal interest and personal experience really coincided quite well with what we do as a profession. And so we realized that there is an opportunity really to develop a brand specific to that RV space and provide consumers like myself an opportunity to really take advantage of some more products, better pricing, unique differentiations on some of those products that we believe will really help the brand stand on its own 2 feet.
Well, that segues right into my next question. But before I do, I have the very same story on why we now RV and not tent camp. It was a ill-fated canoe trip that got rained out, and so did we.
Yeah.
So Peter, tell us about this RV brand. It's right in front of us. So it's Makerz is the name of it, but tell us about it.
Yeah, so Makerz, we wanted to develop a brand not necessarily that is a single identity, but more of a culture or an atmosphere. RVing being central to that particular atmosphere, that particular culture. So you're going to see within that Makerz brand items that you're going to recognize, right off the bat, such as, all of your electronics and your tire covers and your water related items. But we want to take it even a step further to think about as you get into an RV and you go out, 9 times out of 10, you're likely not going to be solo. You're going to be with your family, with your friends hunting, something along those lines. It's a very social type of an industry, which I just love. So at the same time, we want to be able to develop these types of products that are going to be conducive to others as well. And so you'll see some stove related and camping related items. And I don't have everything here, but we've developed quite a bit of product that will not only enhance that RV experience, but allow opportunities for all of the others, your kids or whoever it might be, to participate. And so the brand itself, as you can see, is definitely going to be one of those things that's central to the RV aftermarket and making sure that we provide all of those essential pieces, but we want it to go beyond that.
It sounds like you've got more than a handful of products. It looks like you're going after a full line of aftermarket accessories, it looks like.
You know, Rick, we are. And that was by design. One of the things that we really did as we were kind of evaluating where the Makerz brand would fit is, do we want to focus specialized on a particular vertical, whether that be the electronics vertical or the electrical vertical, or maybe it might be the sewage vertical, or it might be the towing vertical, or whatever it might be. But as we looked at that space, we realized that there was definitely an opportunity to provide some alternative options to consumers to really make sure that they can find now a brand that covers a wide variety, or at least the most essential of those aftermarket accessories. I don't see us getting into a lot of the ticky-tack, maybe parts and replacement items, but we want to make sure that we're going to be in that space that is really focused on what do you really need? What's going to be the most exciting to you as you're a consumer and getting out and utilizing your RV? And so that's where we're going to be focusing on. But it's a wide variety of products. And we want that to be one that everybody can learn about and rely on as they become familiar with that Makerz brand.
Okay. Chris?
That's great. Peter, your company recently joined the RV Industry Association, and you will be at the Aftermarket conference coming up here in Orlando, Florida in August. Tell us a little bit, you can kind of share sort of the mission and goal of the Makerz brand. Tell us a little bit about that initial feedback that you got at the Northern Wholesale Show, and as you've talked with folks about the types of products that you're bringing to market, you obviously saw that there was a need, an opportunity there. But tell us a little bit about the feedback that you've received so far.
Well, you know, Chris, I think that's what has really prompted us to move into joining the RV Industry Association and taking some of those next steps just as a brand and as an organization. It's simply the feedback that we have gotten has been overwhelmingly positive. We can't speak highly enough about the opportunity to work with Northern Wholesale. They have just been really tremendous, not only in terms of giving us an opportunity to showcase the brand, participate in their show, but also they've really been instrumental in helping us understand, just as the products are being sold, what is attractive to consumers, what is not as attractive to consumers, and allow us to really begin fine-tuning. And that's something that I think we'll continue to do as time goes on. But the feedback has been overwhelmingly positive. And we've seen, what I've brought here is some of the more frequently purchased items.
Yeah.
And just to be able to showcase those just a little bit. But it's been a great ride so far. And like I mentioned, we're just getting started. We've only been at this just for a year within the United States, 3 years collectively. But it's something that we're really excited about and looking forward to.
Peter, you mentioned you guys saw some available space in that particular market. It's a crowded market. What makes your product, what makes the Makerz brand different and or better?
You know, that is something that we really pride ourselves on just as a company, with all of the particular groups that we work with. New Corp International as a company really specializes in sourcing and manufacturing. And probably 99% of what we do is all private label, other people's brands for their respective companies, whether that's going to be large retail stores, whether it's going to be individual brands that are doing their own thing. And we pride ourselves on making sure that we accomplish a few things. Number one, we really negotiate pretty aggressively on all pricing. And we do that through a myriad of different strategies as we work with our manufacturing partners, whether domestic or overseas. And so we feel very confident that, number one, the price alone should allow the consumer an opportunity to easily see a savings that they can take advantage of.
Okay.
Number two, from a quality perspective, we really ensure that if our name is going on it, it needs to be good. And so that's something that, from a quality control perspective, we go through a lot of testing. We personally use it. Just as we go out and camp, we'll have third-party professional testing done on all applicable items. We want to make sure, from a quality perspective, that the Makerz brand is going to be something that is not use once and throw away. It's going to be something that you can rely on and be excited about, and thus it will encourage you to go out and find additional Makerz products that you can rely on. And third, I would say that we want to make all of our products unique and that much more influential to you as you begin using the product in a real life situation. So for example, this particular right here is a 12-pack leveling block set. A lot of the existing products that are on the market are usually a 10-pack, and they're going to be a little bit of a smaller square footage than ours, and ours are going to be just a little bit taller. Okay. And we've added 2 additional blocks. So the logic behind that is I live in Utah, and we'll go up to we call it the high Uintas, and it's an east-west small running mountain range, but it gets up there in the highest elevations, 12,000 feet.
Ooh.
And but you get up there and you're dry camping and you're pulling into some of these obscure little spots, and the ground it's just simply not level. And I have found that 10 blocks it didn't quite do it, especially if I had to build a little bit of a ramp to drive up onto a block.
Yep.
And so that's where we've taken that personal experience, adjusted just slightly as needed to be able to create a unique product that hopefully should give you more of an opportunity. The other thing is we put it in a bag. I don't know if you can see it here, but it comes in a bag.
Okay.
So my wife is a avid cleaner, organizing wizard, and she hates dirt in the storage area. So we had to make sure to put them in a bag to keep the dust and the debris and the dirt, contained.
Well, even though we measure our elevation in the Midwest in inches rather than feet, I can certainly see a good use for those having 12 blocks instead of 10 and having them being bigger as well. Chris?
Yeah, so as dealers begin to carry your product, Peter, what can they expect from the companies standing behind the product?
Well, like I mentioned just briefly, in terms of the detail and the care that goes into sourcing and bringing the product to market, I think you'll find that same level of commitment and expertise is going to translate both over to the distributor and the dealer side. One thing that we absolutely love is just feedback. When we went to the Northern Wholesale Show, we went into a lot of the different meeting rooms and just listened to people's questions. And when we even hosted our own, we had several questions from the dealers saying, hey, we needed we used to be able to have access to this product and we don't. Can you do something about it? We noticed that your door lock is this. Can it also be this? And we went and just listened to that particular feedback, and we made the adjustments immediately on the spot. And so that's something that I think you'll find from a dealer's perspective in working and carrying the Makerz product. We listen. And not only do we listen, we act. And so if there's an opportunity where we need to add something to the lineup, or if we need to make adjustments to an existing product, those are all things that we will seriously consider and take under evaluation. And I think that's something that's what we hope anyway, is it's going to be able to provide almost like a partnership rather than just we're going to bring this brand into the dealership and be able to offer that to our customers. We want this to be a fluid relationship and a partnership almost, where we can really work together to enhance and provide the greatest opportunity for the end user.
Wow, Peter, this is extremely impressive. My final question for you is, not to use a cliche, but it sounds like you're all in with the RV industry. Can you spill the beans on where this might be headed for you?
Well, I think we're going to shoot for the moon. That's where we want to go. We're smart enough that we're not going to run before we can walk.
Okay.
And so we're going to be pretty methodical about our sales strategy, our growth strategy. We know that the potential is there. That's why we're getting into it. But we also realize I'm an RV owner of only, 4 years? And there's still a lot to learn, especially from those seasoned veterans that have been doing this, for an entire career. So we are cognizant that we are new, but we are incredibly, what's the right adjective? I think we're incredibly excited about the future. We're
Sure.
committed to the future, and we see this really making an opportunity for both, distributor and dealer and customer alike to have a very positive opportunity as the brand grows and continues to strengthen.
Well, your branding's on point. I mean, that blue is going to pop on any shelf, I would imagine.
For sure.
Yeah. And that's one thing we really wanted to do. I was telling Chris actually just the other day when we were originally conceptualizing the look and the feel and the logo, we wanted to go with like a bright green, almost like a neon-y type of a green. We thought that would also pop off the shelf. But then I put these leveling blocks into the grass and they just disappeared. So we're like, all right, well, we better not do green.
Well,
Peter,
we went on kind of the sky bluish feel for it, and I think it's really resonating well.
Yeah. You were going to say something,
It's
Chris?
sharp color, and it seems, Peter, from what you're sharing, there's some nimbleness with your company to respond quickly to the market and get that feedback, not only from customers, whether it's an end user or a dealer themselves. So we're excited for you and your endeavor into the RV market with the Makerz brand. To put you on the spot, give me, who's your favorite kid there right in front of you? Which product are you most excited about?
Honestly, I think one of our best sellers and our favorite product so far has probably got to be this 3-pack bags. So
Okay.
This one is going to be for your black water hose when you're cleaning your tank, and it's got the little tag to show you there. This one's going to be for your freshwater hose. And then this one's going to be for your extension cords and your other electrical dog bones or whatever it might be. But these are going to be a water resistant bag. They open up to a nice circumference so that you can coil those in there, and then with a drawstring top. And then they have a handle here for easy carry. But those bags, I think, are a lot of fun. My wife especially was instrumental in making sure that we keep this fun little, teardrop shaped travel trailer tag on there, and so that way it's not only useful, but we want to have some level of just fun that, again, like I mentioned at the very beginning, ties the whole family together. The kids can go out and use their backpack stove while they're sitting at the table. We'll keep the RV clean. We'll make things fun and attractive. We want that to just be a positive experience overall for the entire family using the RV.
Peter, this has been a terrific conversation. Before I sign off for us all, how can people get more information from you?
Well, the website makerzlife.com is where we list everything. Right now, the focus is going to be working on the distributor network, making sure that distributors have an opportunity to get it to their dealers and the dealers can get it to the customer. So if you are a customer listening to this, I would just say keep an eye on your local store. because the product will be coming soon. Right now, we're as an organization, we're really focusing on just making sure that we get all of this over to the distributors net first, and they can then sell that product as they best see fit. We don't want to compete with them. Some of the brand is available online, but that's going to be through other distributors' efforts. And we just want them to be able to do their whole thing.
Okay, very good. Well, Peter, thank you again for your time. This has been extremely enlightening. Best of luck to you, but I don't think you're going to need much luck. It looks like you got a home run here.
Well, thanks, Rick. I appreciate the confidence. We're excited to see how it goes, and we'll keep an eye out for you at RVIA.
Okay. So
All right,
with
we'll see you soon.
one more time, I want to thank the Pennsylvania RV and Camping Association for their sponsorship of the SupplySide Showcase. And again, Peter, thank you very much for your time.
Thanks so much, guys. See you.
Thank you.